Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Friday, August the 14th. It's race number 4 at Saratoga, the Perfect Sting Stakes for fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. Before we get to the analysis, plenty of time to head on over to the Saratoga handicapping shop where you'll find PPs, picks, clocker reports, betting strategies, and all the must-have tools to win big at Saratoga. DRF.com/spa is where you go for the Saratoga handicapping shop. Here's the field for the Perfect Sting Stakes. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. 6 entered for turf. The number 3, Another Broad, entered main track only. Chad Brown, of course, is very well represented. The 1, Cafe Americano. The 4, Alti. Timeform US pace projector, very interesting pace projector, I think. Piedi Bianchi is 30-1 on the morning line. She's a big question mark on turf, but she does have some speed, and she might be able to make the lead. Well, I'm not sure she's good enough to win this race. This pace projector really favors the 6 Chaleur, who can take up a nice tracking spot and might get the jump on these closers turning for home as she steps up in class.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it too. I mean, I get that Piedi Bianchi might make the lead in here, I guess. I'm not betting her in this spot, regardless of what kind of trip she gets. And Chaleur, I think she does have to improve to beat this field, but maybe she can do it, and a good trip could go a long way.
Cafe Americano, the number 1, trained by Chad Brown. We have not seen her since October when she was beaten by her stablemate Cambier Park in the Queen Elizabeth II Cup, a paceless race that worked against Cafe Americano's one-run style. She's going to have to deal with a layoff. You don't worry about layoffs with Chad Brown trained horses. I just wonder about the pace scenario coupled with the distance. I think she wants a mile and an eighth.
Yeah, maybe she wants to go longer. The layoff, I'm with you that you don't really worry about it with Chad. But listen, man, it's not like she's coming back in some weak race for 100,000 here. I mean, this is a good field, and she is going, to me anyway, she's going to have to improve to beat these horses, I think, Dan. She's 2-1 on the line. I would never bet her at that price.
Piedi Bianchi is multiple grade 1 placed on dirt. She is a stakes winner on dirt. She's only raced once on the turf, and it's really hard to judge that performance. A, it was over yielding ground. B, she had a lousy outside post. And C, it preceded a layoff of over a year, so maybe something went physically amiss during the race. Piedi Bianchi has always been a solid listed dirt horse. I think she's up against it here against these horses on an unfamiliar surface. But if she is able to get to the lead, maybe she can take them at least some of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she could. Listen, I'm not going to knock her. If you like her and you feel like there are things, to pointing in her direction and she's going to be a price in here, have at it, I guess. I just feel like this race came up pretty tough for a listed race.
Another Broad has entered main track only. We'll move to the 4, Alti, who has picked up a lot of minor awards in her career. Maybe she's underperformed just a bit. She comes out of the Jenny Wiley last time, though, where she was in against Rushing Fall. It was a race where she hung near the back of the pack, split horses late. She came with a good, solid run, but that's kind of Alti. I wonder if in this race, even if the pace is slow and she might have to come from last, with a little bit of class relief, which is what she'll be getting in this race. And if she gets into the clear, she could come with a strong kick.
Oh, I think she certainly can do all that stuff. I mean, the real question with LT in this race isn't whether can she win or not win. She can easily win this race. The question is, do you want to bet her at something maybe less than 2-1 in here? I mean, I really don't. I know that she can win. I thought her Mint Julep 2-back was actually a good effort with a really difficult trip. Last time she had no chance in the Jenny Wiley with the pace not coming back to her. She actually ran well again. But that's sort of the story of her life. She runs well basically in all of her races, and she very rarely wins.
Feel Glorious might be cycling up to her best form now as she makes her 3rd start of the year for Christophe Clement. Let's watch her effort in the Matchmaker last time out at Monmouth Park. She ran a 92 Beyer speed figure. She has come back firing from the Beyer scale. She's going to end up finishing 3rd in here. She has a little bit more tactical speed than some of the main protagonists in this race. I would expect Junior Alvarado to have her sitting 3rd and 4th. And as you see, she gets out a little bit late and she closes late.
Yeah, I thought she would get a better trip in here too. And I did think she ran well last time, Dan. And, listen, did she have a little trouble getting out to the clear in the upper stretch? I mean, she kind of did. The real problem that she had in that race was early on because she got her rider, Nick Juarez, got her forward early. And then he gave away the tracking spot to the eventual winner, let that horse drop in front of him, and he just wound up out of position in the race. She actually ran pretty well in there. I'm a big fan of this horse. Listen, she's going to need probably Secret Message and LT to maybe take a slight step back if she's going to beat both of those horses. But a trip could go a long way, and she could out-trip both of those horses in here.
Another horse going third off the layoff that could outtrip everybody is the 6 Chaleur, Group 2, placed in England as a 2-year-old. Let's watch her last race at Belmont, going a mile on the widener. She's just had a nice spot on the outside. She's in the familiar Juddmonte Silks, and now she's going to forge to the front with about 1/8 of a mile to go, and she's going to hold off the closer coming from the back of the pack, Stone Tornado. Chaleur is solid from a buyer standpoint. I think her greatest advantage is her tactical speed. She's going to be an okay price. She would not be a surprise.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. We'll see. I do think she's going to have to improve to win. Her stateside debut was actually a race that, maybe pointed her out a little bit. The horse that won that race was a gigantic price. But Chaleur just sort of got involved on the pace that day. The pace was actually solid. As soon as she took over, she got challenged immediately and had to race again. I just feel like she ran well that day. The problem is last time she just got an absolute perfect trip. And I do feel like these are better horses. That was a good field last time. These horses are better. She has to improve again, I think.
Secret Message finished just behind Alti and the Jenny Wiley after upsetting her and the rest of the field in the Grade 3 Mint Julep in her seasonal debut for Graham Motion. She's taken on some really good competition lately. The Rushing Falls, Starship Jubilee, significant form, all the way back to last year's Diana when she was in against Sister Charlie. She is going to come with a kick in this race, and she actually might not go off the favor. It's going to be interesting to see how they bet this race, but Secret Message has always been a solid horse, and she fits this race to a T.
Yeah, I just think she's the horse to beat in here. This is one of those situations where I kind of wish I had waited for the morning line to come out, Dan, because I just assumed that she would go favorite in this race. If she's going to be 3-1, I want to change my pick and have her on top because I think she's the horse to beat.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Perfect Sting Stakes. Feel Glorious, the 5 Mike's topic. If Secret Message goes off at 3, I will allow you to make your change. It won't matter because Chad's going to do it again. Alti finally is going to reach the winner's circle, widest and fastest. 4756 for me, 5746 for Mike. It's the Friday race of the day. It's the Perfect Sting Stakes with an approximate post time of 2:54 Eastern. Good luck.